everyone. I am so excited today. I have an amazing guest for you who is going to talk about all the emotional issues we have and what we can do to snap out of bad emotions and get on with life and be successful in business and in love. Today, I have the amazing Barbara Roux-Levrat. I'm sorry if I don't pronounce this name correctly, but I'm not very good in French. And she has founded her business called Emotional Strenght. She has been working with businesses such UBS, Citibank, Thomson Reuters, Zurich, Novartis, Pelican, Credit Suisse, the Global Fund, and many, many more. So she knows her stuff, like she's very good. And I would like to give a warm welcome to Barbara. Hi, Barbara. How are you?
Hello, Janine. It's such a pleasure to be here with you and and inspire our audience to live a much better life, which is easier. It's so easy, so much easier than we think.
Nice. And why do you say that it's much easier than we think?
You know why, Janine? Because actually our life, our reality is just our creation. You know, we don't realize, but we don't see the world the way it is. We see the world the way we are. And when you realize that our life is our creation, then you realize if I change my thoughts, the energy I'm putting out into the universe, I'm going to receive something totally different back. And that's what I've done in my life. And I want everybody to do the same, right? And I want to do a lot more. I'm not satisfied with where I am. I want to do more.
That's very powerful because, in fact, as I am a therapist and I've been studying the concept that people who think they are going to find opportunities within any day, they find opportunities. It's like when you buy a new car. Before you didn't pay attention to that car, but as soon as you're driving that car, you see it everywhere. That car was also there everywhere before, but we just weren't paying attention. So it's where we put the focus on. So opportunities are always there. And it's how some people feel that I'm going to have a good day. They're going to have most likely a good day. If you say, oh my gosh, today is such a bad day, it's going to be probably a disaster unless you swap out of that energy, no?
Exactly, Janine. And you know, many people are stuck in trying to change the government. You know, our government is bad. I don't feel good because look who's in power, right? Or no, I want to change my husband, you know, and if he changes, then I'm going to be, oh no, I have to change my work. And, you know, we're trying to change all these things. And what happens? Only to be more frustrated because we cannot change anybody. Right? We cannot. And if you want to change the government, okay, it's going to take a long time. It's going to, right? And actually, Janine, that doesn't guarantee that you will be happy, right? Because all along, the person that we need to change is us. When we change, everything changes, right? So I think often, wow, I come from this small island in the Caribbean, right? It's a third world country. But I am living in Switzerland, close to Geneva, like it's such a stark contrast to where I grew up. But I think, okay, I didn't change my country, I changed myself. And because I changed myself, what is aligned to me is a place like this, right? So everything that we see in our lives is a reflection of what we have inside. How powerful is that?
Wow. I need to work on that a bit more myself.
We all do.
And that's very interesting, the fact you said about when we get frustrated by politics and this and that and the partner. And it's usually what I have found out, those are just triggers. But we can't change what is outside us. And we should stop to try to change people because we know how changing is hard because we struggle to change ourselves. But yet, when we change, everything else changes somehow. It's just because probably when we change, we also put boundaries. So other people either stick with our boundaries or they lose interest. They like the toxic people and they fade away. Like, oh, okay.
It's true. And also, Janine, you know, many times we have to make hard choices. I mean, I divorced my husband. I had been married 20 years. you know. And then what I realized, I spent so many years trying to change him. Then when I realized I couldn't, I focused on changing myself. And this is how I became a coach, and I received coaching myself. And you know, the minute, Janine, I decided and I said inside my head, okay, God, I give you this marriage. I don't want it anymore. I don't want to work on it anymore. You know, I was clinging to my marriage because I thought it's impossible to divorce. You know, I have to make it work, you know. And what I discovered in life, we don't need to do that. When I said, no, I give up this marriage, I give it to you, I don't want it anymore. But I kept my dreams. And my dream was always to have a beautiful relationship, you know, where I was with somebody that we shared everything, that we were complementary in everything, physically, mentally, emotionally, socially, spiritually, right? So I kept my dream, but I gave up the how, right? I was so attached to it has to be with this man who is my husband and the father of my children. And you know what happened? As soon as I let it go and I told God, the universe, whatever you want to call it, what I wanted, 3 months later, without me doing anything, you know, I was just going about with my life. I met this man who fulfilled all those requirements, right? So I'm always amazed. Oh my God, actually, I could have always had my dream. I just had to let go of the how, right?
That's very powerful. I have realized that myself too, and many of us are stuck with the how. We need to have like a kind of control on how things need to develop and unfold. But that's not how life works. When we try to control things, we put so much effort and we are struggling, hustling. So how can we let go of the how?
Yeah, so true what you said, right? And the more we try to control, exactly, the harder we make our lives, right? And we feel this burden and everything is up to us, right? Because we think it's up to us. I have to figure out. No, I mean, I think it requires a shift, a mind shift to realize, Janine, that, my God, I didn't even put myself here, right? Somebody, whether you call it God or life or the universe, put me here. So somebody must know what they're doing, right? To me, this is key in being able to trust. The minute that I think whatever or whoever put me here is this energy of love, and I can trust it, then I can let go. Then it's easy to let go. You know, and then you start seeing these miracles in your life. And it is exactly true what Paulo Coelho has said, right? He said, as soon as you tell the universe what you want, as soon as you decide the what, the universe conspires to bring it to you. And I love that he says the what. The other stuff, the whom, with whom, right? It wasn't with my husband, it was with somebody else, right? As soon as we let go of the whom, the where, the when, all the how, all these details, we open up ourselves, Janine, to so many possibilities. It's like we're giving the life, the universe, carte blanche, right? It's like, look, this is what I want. You decide the rest. And
I love it.
can you imagine? And the more we open up, like physically, Janine, the more we let go, the more peace, the more relaxed our body is, and the more then we get into the flow of life. The faster we manifest things.
I love it. I love it. And that's a very interesting point you said, to not decide with who. I have read somewhere, I don't remember who said that before, but it's not fair that you force somebody or a situation to fit into the dream. Like literally, as you're saying, let go with who and the how. Because as you said, you were trying to make your ex-husband the great guy you wanted, because you know that person existed, and you were trying to mold him into someone he was not. And when you let go of him, then another person that you never knew, you never met, was that one. So it's like, sometimes we tend to hope that that person is going to be the right one for us. But often universe or life or God, whatever you want to call it, has better plans for us. And I have noticed in the past, when I've let it go, my mind got mind blowing. I got even better than I expected. And when I was not expecting it. Because when
Yes.
I
Yes, exactly, Janine, because in fact, we have such limited thinking. This is what we have to realize. And life, the universe, can think so much bigger than us. So I give you one example from my own life. I remember one of the points that I really didn't like about my ex-husband was that he was not affectionate, like physically affectionate, not somebody who likes to touch, who likes to hug, who likes to kiss, he was not affectionate. And for me, that's really important, right? And now I think, oh my God, I was being so unfair because it's just not in his nature. And you know that my daughter has helped me understand this, because my daughter is now almost 20 years old. And she tells me, oh gosh, Mom, I realized I'm like Dad. I'm not a very tactile person. I'm not very physically affectionate. And I think, oh my God, that was so bad of me trying to force my ex-husband to become something that he's not, right? So in fact, you're being unfair with the other person. And now I found somebody, this wonderful man who is as tactile as I am, as affectionate as I am. And it's just like, wow, it's so easy, And sometimes we think, yes, it's hard because life is hard, right? If you struggle at your work, it's normal. Life is hard. If you struggle in your marriage, it's normal. If you struggle with your children, it's normal. And Janine, I've realized, wow, the more I apply that to my kids as well, the more I respect my boy. I have a 22-year-old son. I used to try to control him as well and mold him. And now I'm like stepping back. No, I'm going to just allow him to be who he wants to be and help him figure out who he wants to be. And our relationship has been transformed, with this respect, right? And I can see how my kids grow in self-confidence because, oh, right, I am allowed to be who I want to be. And my mom is there to support me. And this is what I tell them. I'm here like God is here to help you. You need help? Ask me, I will help you, right? I'm not here to judge you, to tell you what to do, to change you. No, I'm here to serve you. And it feels so good to me.
How can parents or even partners do that to allow the other person to be themselves? What's the thing we need to do to become better wives, partners, boyfriend, girlfriends?
Yes. Just, I realized, a long time ago, I was so focused on, we have this image of love. Like love is, passion, and love is this, dependency. And if you are not doing this, I'm dying, right? Because Hollywood sells us this idea of love, right? But through my marriage, because it wasn't working right, I realized, wait, no, the base of every relationship you need, doesn't matter if it's with a partner, child, colleague, friend, is respect. Right? This is what we have to aim, to have respect in every relationship. And in my life, if somebody cannot respect me, then they cannot be part of my life. I mean, they really cannot. Then I keep them at a distance, right? But the base is respect. And once you have respect, then you're like, okay, they want to do that, fine, right? I have to respect them. Now, this will show you, is this the right person for me? Because if I allow, let's say my ex-husband, I learned to respect him. Okay, he wants to do that, fine. He wants to say this, fine. At the end, it becomes more obvious. Is this the right person for me? Right? When there's respect and he's being his true self and I'm being my true self, do we meet? Are we compatible? Is there passion and tenderness and friendship? Or no, or then we're just two separate beings, right? So then that's fine. Then we realize, okay, he's not the person who can give me the other stuff I want, right? Because in a relationship, in a couple, you want everything. You don't want just respect. You want to go to the next level. You want friendship. You want intimacy. You want passion. You want tenderness, right? But the base is that respect. That will show you a lot.
Awesome. And Barbara, you are specialized to help people to break free, to be too nice or push over or feeling more self-confident, or also the classical people pleaser.
Yes.
Why did you decide to break Yes, I know you have a bit of history with this, so would you like to share more about it?
Yeah, with pleasure.